All right, so you're getting ready for an interview for Inland Water Transport General Manager.
Wow, that's a pretty cool role.
It is. And we've got the RoleCatcher resources all ready to go to help you nail it.
Yeah, we're going to deep dive into exactly what you need to do to impress.
Exactly. Think about things like vessel operations, client relationships, budgets.
Oh, and we can't forget about the future of water transportation.
We'll definitely touch on that too.
It's a position that really brings together so many different important parts of the industry.
It really does.
You'll really need to show them you understand things like logistics and economics.
Right.
How about client interactions and, yeah, even some maritime law?
You got to know your stuff.
For sure.
It's not just about knowing the answers, though.
No, you're right.
It's about showing that you get it, the challenges, the trends, and why this role is so important.
Absolutely. And that's where RoleCatcher's AI can really give you an edge.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Imagine having a tool that can help you tailor your answers to exactly what this job needs.
Right.
RoleCatcher can actually look at the words used in the job posting
Oh, wow.
and then suggest ways to highlight your skills and experience that really fit.
That's amazing.
It's like having an interview expert in your corner.
Okay, let's unpack some of those tricky questions.
Okay.
They're going to want to know what makes you tick, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
So let's start with a classic.
Okay.
What inspired you to pursue a career in inland water transport management?
This one is all about passion.
Yeah.
They want to see that you're genuinely interested and how it connects to what you can do.
So you can't just say, I love boats.
Right. You got to go deeper.
Yeah.
What was it that first got you interested?
Like what sparked it?
Yeah. Was it a fascination with logistics or wanting to be part of a dynamic industry?
I could see that.
Maybe a personal connection to waterways?
Oh, that's a good one.
This is where you share your own story.
Yeah, make it personal.
Exactly.
And this is also a great spot to sprinkle in some industry knowledge.
Oh, for sure. Show them you've been paying attention.
Yeah, show them you're not just interested in the job, but in the whole picture of inland water transport.
Exactly.
Speaking of showing them what you can do, let's look at another common question.
Okay, let's do it.
What is your experience in managing a team of professionals?
Ooh, leadership skills alert.
Big time.
This is where you can highlight your management style.
Uh-huh.
You know your approach to successful projects.
Yeah.
And just as important, how you've handled challenges.
Because, let's face it, there are always challenges.
Absolutely. No leadership role is without its obstacles.
They want to know you can handle the rough waters.
Definitely.
And this is where RoleCatcher's AI feedback can be so helpful.
Oh, tell me more about that.
It can look at what you say and give you tips on how to present your leadership in a way that fits with the company culture.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So think about a time you had a really tough leadership situation.
Oh, yeah.
What did you do? What did you learn?
I like that.
Be ready with specific examples that show you can motivate a team delegate effectively and resolve conflicts.
That's key.
It's not just about giving orders.
No, it's not.
It's about creating that positive environment where everyone can succeed.
Absolutely. All right, let's switch gears.
That's good.
Let's look at a question that really tests your industry knowledge.
Oh, okay, bring it on.
They might ask you, what are the key challenges facing inland water transport in the current market?
Okay.
Here's where you show them you're not just applying for any job.
Right.
You're applying for this job.
Yeah.
You're keeping up with industry trends. You understand what's going on.
I like it.
And don't just list the challenges.
No.
Talk about solutions.
Show them you're a problem solver.
Exactly. They want to hear your thoughts on things like competition from other types of transport,
Right.
maybe infrastructure needs or changing environmental regulation.
Oh, and of course, the rise of automation.
The big one.
For sure, autonomous vessels are becoming a reality.
They are.
And showing, about these cutting edge trends and their impact is huge.
I bet.
It shows you're thinking ahead.
Now let's move to something crucial for any general manager.
Okay, what's that?
Risk management.
Oh, yeah.
They might ask you, what is your approach to risk management in inland water transport operations?
Okay.
They want to know you have a plan.
Right, a proactive and systematic approach to spotting, assessing, and mitigating potential risks.
You're responsible for the safety of your team, the vessels, the cargo, even the environment.
That's a lot of responsibility.
It is. So think about your framework for risk management.
Right.
How do you identify those potential hazards?
Yeah.
How do you assess how likely they are and what their impact could be?
Okay.
What strategies do you put in place to reduce or eliminate those risks?
Uh-huh.
And remember, a good risk management plan isn't just about preventing accidents.
No, it's about having a plan B if something unexpected happens.
Exactly. And don't forget, when you're practicing your answer to this question,
Yeah.
RoleCatcher's AI can give you feedback on how to best highlight your experience in a way that aligns with this general manager role.
Oh, that's a really good point.
All right, now let's get into the legal stuff.
Okay.
Hold on to your hats.
Oh, boy.
We're about to navigate the complex world of regulatory requirements.
It sounds complicated.
It can be a common question you might get is, how do you ensure compliance with regulatory requirements in inland water transport operations?
All right.
It's critical, and the interviewer wants to see you take it seriously.
Yeah, for sure.
Think about the different regulations involved.
Yep.
Vessel safety cruise certifications, environmental protection, cargo security.
Wow. That's a lot.
And it's not just about knowing the rules.
Right.
It's about putting procedures and systems in place
Okay.
to make sure your team follows them all the time.
Consistently.
Exactly. Be prepared to talk about how you develop and enforce those compliance protocols, how you train your team, how you conduct regular audits to catch any issues.
Yeah, that makes sense.
A strong compliance culture not only minimizes risk,
No, it doesn't.
it builds trust with clients, regulators, and the community.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's shift gears to a question that's all about balance.
Okay. Balance way.
How do you balance cost and efficiency in inland water transport operations?
Oh, that's a good one.
This one's about showing you're a strategic thinker, someone who can make those tough calls while keeping an eye on the budget.
The bottom line.
Exactly. You'll need to think about all the things that affect cost and efficiency.
Okay, like what?
Fuel prices,
Yeah.
vessel maintenance, route optimization, cruise scheduling.
It's a lot to juggle.
It is. It's about finding creative ways to use resources,
Wow.
streamline processes,
Right.
and reduce waste, all without cutting corners on safety or quality.
Gotcha.
And let's not forget about technology.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes investing in new tech can actually save money and make things more efficient in the long run.
For sure.
Now, before we move on,
Yeah.
think about running your answer through RoleCatcher.
Okay.
The AI can point out places where you can make your response even stronger and make sure you're hitting all the key points they're looking for.
Okay, that's helpful.
Now let's talk about the customer experience.
All right, customer focus.
They might ask, what is your experience working in a customer-focused environment?
Okay.
This is all about showcasing your relationship building skills,
Right.
understanding client needs, delivering top-notch service.
In this industry, those relationships are everything.
They really are. They want to
Yeah.
see you're focused on building win-win partnerships.
Makes sense.
So think back to your past experiences working with clients.
Okay.
How did you approach those relationships?
Yeah.
What did you do to make sure they were happy? How did you handle those tricky situations or complaints?
It's about going above and beyond.
It's making those clients feel valued and heard.
For sure.
A happy customer is more likely to come back,
Definitely.
and that's what keeps a business thriving.
Absolutely. All right, now let's dive into a question at the heart of any transport operation.
Which is,
Safety.
you got to get ready for this one.
Okay, I'm ready.
How do you prioritize safety in inland water transport operations? This is more than just listing procedures.
Right.
It's about showing your leadership and commitment to creating a culture of safety.
They want to see you understand it's not just a box to check.
Right.
It's a core value.
Exactly. Think about the practical steps you'd take
Okay.
to create that safety-first environment.
Like, what would you do?
How would you put a new safety protocol in place? How would you get buy-in from your team? How would you handle pushback?
It's about leading by example.
It is your actions speak louder than words.
True.
And, when you're practicing your answer,
Yeah.
RoleCatcher can actually give you feedback on how to talk about your commitment to safety in a way that matches the company's values.
Oh, that's smart.
Every company has its own safety culture.
Right.
So tailoring your response to show you get that can make a big difference.
Good point.
All right, let's wrap things up with a question that focuses on continuous learning.
Okay.
Be ready for this one. How do you stay up to date on industry trends and best practices? This is your chance to shine as a lifelong learner.
Yeah, show them you're passionate and always looking to grow your knowledge.
Think about the resources you use to stay informed.
Okay.
Conferences, trade publications, professional organizations, thought leaders on social media.
Lots of options.
There are. But don't just list them.
Okay.
Talk about how you actually use what you learn to improve your work.
Right. Show them you're not just keeping up, you're taking action.
Exactly.
And remember, RoleCatcher can help you stay current too.
Really?
Its AI can scan industry news and trends,
Wow.
alerting you to important stuff and suggesting relevant learning materials.
That's awesome. Okay, we've covered a lot, but these are just a few examples of questions you might get.
Right.
The key is to understand what they're really looking for with each question.
Okay.
And tailor your answers to show off your unique skills, experience, and passion for the role.
Use those real-life examples.
Yes, bring your answers to life and make them memorable.
And remember, RoleCatcher is there every step of the way. Use those AI-powered tools to make your answers even better, spot areas to improve, and boost your confidence.
You've got this.
You're ready to rock that interview. You've got a great chance here to not just tell them what you know, but really show them how you think, how you lead, and how you're always looking to grow.
It's about showing them you're not just a manager,
Right.
but a leader who can steer the ship through calm waters and weather those storms.
Exactly.
And speaking of steering the ship, let's talk about the future.
Okay.
Imagine you get this job. What's the first thing you do to make a real impact?
Ooh, good question.
It might not be something they ask directly,
Right.
but thinking about it now can give you an edge.
I see what you mean.
It shows them you're not just focused on getting the job.
Right.
You're already picturing yourself in the role, making decisions and driving change.
It shows you're thinking ahead.
Maybe you'd focus on bringing in new technology
Uh-huh.
to boost efficiency and sustainability.
Okay.
Or maybe you'd create a new training program to develop future leaders.
Yeah, I like that.
That forward thinking is what they're looking for.
Definitely.
Now, before we jump back into those interview questions,
Okay.
let's touch on career progression.
Sounds good.
Landing the general manager role is amazing,
It is.
but it's also just one step in your career journey.
It's true.
Let's map out some potential paths for growth
Okay.
within the inland water transport sector.
Great idea.
Let's look at those typical responsibilities at each stage
Am I right?
and uncover some tips for moving up,
Let's do it.
starting at the entry level.
Okay.
You might find yourself supporting administrative and dispatching activities,
Right.
making sure resources are available,
Uh-huh.
working with clients to figure out what they need.
Yeah, it's a hands-on role
It is.
where you gain valuable experience in the day-to-day of the industry.
You learn the ropes.
Exactly. You build that foundation in logistics, client communication, and problem solving.
So important.
As you progress,
Yeah.
you might take on more in budget management, overseeing operations from an economic perspective,
Right.
even helping with project management.
That makes sense. And don't forget about continuous learning.
Oh, yeah. Never stop learning.
Take advantage of training and development opportunities.
From your company or industry associations.
Right. Or even think about certifications or an advanced degree.
And logistics or transportation management.
Exactly.
And networking is key, too.
It is.
Go to industry events, conferences, trade shows.
I love those.
It's a chance to meet other professionals, stay up to date on trends, and learn from everyone's experiences.
It's all about connecting and learning from those who have been there.
Couldn't agree more.
Now, remember how we talked about RoleCatcher's AI?
Yeah.
Well, it can actually help you as you move up that career ladder.
Oh, that's interesting.
Not just with the interview for this role,
Right.
but in shaping your entire career path.
Tell me more.
It's like having a career advisor in your pocket.
Wow.
The AI can look at your skills and experience and then suggest career paths that fit your strengths.
That's amazing.
It can even point out job openings that you might not have found on your own.
I love that.
And it can also help you see any skill gaps you might have.
Right.
And then recommend courses or training to fill those gaps.
So you're always becoming a better candidate.
Exactly, at every stage.
And don't forget about the interview prep features.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine being able to practice for different roles and getting feedback from the AI.
It's like having a coach.
It's incredible.
All right, let's dive back into those sample interview questions.
Inlet.
Focusing on a few that are especially relevant for the general manager role.
Okay.
Safety is always a top priority.
For sure.
So be ready for a question like, how do you prioritize safety in inland water transport operations?
Right.
This is where you really show your leadership style
Right.
and that commitment to a safety culture.
They want to see it's more than just a checklist.
It's a core value.
Think about the practical things you would do
Hmm.
to create that safety-first mindset.
Like, what would you actually do?
How would you implement a new safety protocol?
Okay.
How would you get your team on board? How would you handle any resistance?
It's about walking the walk.
It is your actions as a leader will speak volumes.
And when you're practicing your answer,
Yeah.
think about using RoleCatcher to get feedback on how to best express your commitment to safety
Uh-huh.
in a way that aligns with the company's values.
Right, because every company has its own safety culture.
They do.
So tailoring your response to show you get that is important.
Okay, let's tackle another big one.
Okay.
one that's really relevant in today's world.
What's that?
How do you stay up to date on industry trends and best practices?
Ooh, that's a good one.
This is where you shine as a lifelong learner.
Right. Show them you're passionate and always looking to grow.
So think about the resources you use
Okay.
to stay informed.
Like what?
Conferences, trade publications, professional organizations,
Hmm.
thought leaders on social media.
Those are all good ones.
But don't just list them.
No.
Go a step further.
Okay.
Talk about how you actually use what you learn to make a difference in your work.
Oh, I like that.
Give them an example of how you maybe implemented a new safety procedure
Right.
based on something you read, or maybe restructured a process after a conference.
It's about showing them you're not just keeping up,
Right.
you're taking action.
Now let's shift gears
Okay.
and look at a question that tests your understanding of the legal stuff,
Okay.
the regulations.
Gotcha.
Be prepared for something like sickness. How do you ensure compliance with regulatory requirements in inland water transport operations?
Okay. Bring on the legal stuff.
Fasten your seatbelts.
All right.
We're navigating the complex world of environmental and safety regulations.
It's a lot to keep track of.
It is. And the interviewer wants to see you take it seriously.
Right.
And that you understand the rules.
So think about the different types of regulations.
Okay.
Vessel safety crew certifications,
Uh-huh.
environmental protection, cargo security.
It's not just about knowing the rules, though.
No.
It's about having procedures and systems in place
Right.
to make sure your team is always following them.
Consistently.
Be ready to talk about how you develop and enforce those compliance protocols,
Yeah.
how you train your team, how you conduct audits to catch any issues.
That makes sense.
A strong compliance culture not only minimizes risk,
It does more than that.
it builds trust with clients, regulators, the community.
Oh, sure.
Now let's move to a question that's all about the heart of any business.
Okay.
Customer relationships.
Yes.
Be prepared to answer something like, what is your experience working in a customer-focused environment?
All right.
In inland water transport, those relationships are key.
They are.
You're not just focused on moving cargo.
Right.
You're focused on building partnerships that benefit everyone.
It's about the long game.
So think about your past experiences with clients.
Okay.
How did you build those relationships?
Yeah.
What did you do to make sure they were happy? How did you handle those tricky situations or complaints?
It's about going the extra mile.
Making sure your clients feel valued and heard.
Absolutely.
A satisfied customer is more likely to come back for more.
Definitely. That's what keeps a company going.
Now let's wrap up with a question that's all about finding that sweet spot
Okay.
between keeping costs down and being efficient.
Ooh, the balance.
Get ready for you now. How do you balance cost and efficiency in inland water transport operations?
Right.
This one shows your strategic thinking skills
Uh-huh.
and your ability to make tough decisions while keeping an eye on the budget.
They're looking for someone who gets it.
They are.
Keeping costs down while making sure things run smoothly.
Think about all the things that impact both cost and efficiency.
Okay.
Fuel prices, vessel maintenance,
Huh?
route optimization, crew scheduling.
There's a lot to think about.
It's about finding creative solutions to optimize your resources,
Right.
streamline processes, reduce waste.
Without compromising safety or quality.
Exactly. And don't forget about technology.
Well, yeah.
Sometimes investing in new tech can actually save money and make things more efficient.
In the long run.
Right now, remember, these sample questions are just a starting point.
Okay.
The key is to understand what they're really getting at with each question,
Yeah.
and then tailor your responses to show off your skills, experience, and passion.
Use those real-life examples.
Yes, make your answers come alive and stand out.
And don't forget about RoleCatcher.
It's there to help.
Use the AI tools to polish your answers, find areas to improve, and boost your confidence.
You're ready to ace that interview. You
Yeah.
want them to see you walking in, ready to take charge, ready to lead.
Exactly. Not just a candidate, but someone who can really make a difference, someone they need on their team.
And you know, that brings us back to something we talked about earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine you land this job.
Okay.
What's that first big thing you do to make an impact?
That's a good one.
Thinking about it now can really help.
How so?
It shows them you're already seeing yourself in that role.
Right.
Thinking strategically, planning for the future.
It shows you're serious.
Maybe you'd focus on bringing in some new tech
Uh-huh.
to make things more efficient.
Okay.
Or maybe you'd start a mentorship program to develop future leaders.
I like that.
It's about having that vision, that passion for making a difference.
Let it shine through.
Let them see you're dedicated to the future of inland water transport.
Absolutely.
So as you get ready for this interview, what does all this mean for you?
Well, hopefully you've learned a lot about inland water transport management.
And even more importantly,
You're walking away with the tools to really ace that interview.
we've covered a lot of ground,
We have.
from understanding those tough questions to showcasing your leadership
Your commitment to safety.
and your ability to stay ahead of the curve.
It's all important.
And remember, it's not just about having the right answers.
No, it's not.
It's about showing them who you are.
Yeah, your passion, your skills, your vision for the future.
Let that authenticity come through, and they'll see what an amazing addition you'd be to their team.
And don't forget about RoleCatcher.
It's there to help.
Use those AI-powered tools to make your answers even better and boost your confidence.
Your future in inland water transport is waiting for you.
Go out there and make a splash.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, and good luck with your interview.